Hello students, Jai Hind to all. This is Vivek Srivastav sir, and I am here for history related to class 6. And as you all know that our classes will start from the 14th. It means after 11, 12 or 13, whatever. So we are conducting our classes online mode, and I am starting your first chapter from history book. The chapter is what, where, how and when. In this chapter we are going to know about the history. I mean, what is history? So question one is what, and where, from where you are, how and when. So we will know all these topics with the help of the book. So first of all, what is history? History is about finding out what happened. Finding out what happened in the past times. Like yesterday you could listen to the radio, watch television, read a newspaper. That is known as yesterday. Last year, it means that is ask somebody that who remembers what happened last year. What about the long? If I am discussing about the last day, you know well, whatever you eat, whatever you see on the television, on the radio, what you listen. And if I am asked about last year, that day, what have you done? Then you can easily tell. But what about the long period? The long period, it means about 70 years ago, about 100 years ago. So this topic is known as history. Okay, so first we have to know what can we know about the past. It means what can we know about the past, and it will be explained like this. Several things we can find out: what people ate, the kind of clothes what they wear, the houses in which they live. We can find out about the lives of hunters, herders, farmers, rulers, merchants, priests, craftsmen, and so on. We can also find out about the games children played, the story they heard, the plays they saw, and the songs they sang. Clear? So, first question was what? So, that was the answer of what. What we do in history. So, next topic, that is where. The question is where. Where did they live? Where did they came from? Right? Where did they belong? So, see from the book. Just if you have to locate any river or any place on the map, how can you locate? So, people have lived along the banks of rivers. Very important thing. In the ancient days, all people like to live along the bank of river due to the availability of water for drinking, for agriculture. Okay, so several hundreds years ago, some of the earliest people who lived have their skilled gatherers. That is, people who gathered their food. They knew about the vast wealth of the plants in the surrounding forest and collected roots, fruits, and most forest produces for their food. So they known as the gatherers because they started collecting the fruits, the roots, okay, for their foods. They also hunted animals. So they known as hunter-gatherer. Hunter because they are hunting the animals, and gatherer because they are collecting the eating food, okay, eatable items. Now find out next topic is that is the Suleiman and Kitar Hill of the northwest. Some of the years where women and men first began to grow crops such as wheat and barley about 8,000 years ago are located here. You can see from the map. People also began rearing animals like sheep, goat, camel, cattle and live in villages. So these were some of the other areas where agriculture development were happened, like Garo Hills to the northeast and Vindhya to the central India. The places where rice first grown to the north of the Vindhyas. Any first, you can easily understand from this line. First time the rice grows in the north of the Vindhya Hills. Now next topic, that is river Indus and its tributaries. About 4700 years ago, some of the earliest cities flourished on the bank of these rivers. It means Indus River and its tributaries. Later, about 2500 years ago, cities developed on the bank of Ganga and its tributaries and along the sea coast, that is known as coastal areas. Now locate the Ganga and its tributaries, that is known as Son river. Okay. So in ancient time, the area along these rivers to the south of Ganga was known as Magda. In Hindi you can say is Magad. Now lying in the state of Bihar, its rulers were very powerful and set up a large kingdom. Kingdoms were set up in other parts of the country as well. Throughout, people traveled from one part to the subcontinent to other. The hills, the high mountains, including the Himalayas, desert, rivers and seas, made journey dangerous at a time, but never impossible. It means traveling to these areas was dangerous, but it was not impossible. So men and women moved in search of livelihood and also to escape from natural disaster, flood or droughts. Sometimes men marched in armies, traveled with caravan or ships, town and carrying valuable goods from one place to another place. Religious teachers walked from village to village, town to town, stopping to offer instruction and advice on the way. Finally, some people perhaps traveled driven by your spirit of adventure, wanting to discover new and exciting places. All these led to the sharing of ideas between people. That is all for today. In the next video, I will describe you why do people travel nowadays, because today's topic is off. Okay then, have a nice day. Thank you for watching.